Ay magandang gabi po sa lahat. Bago ako magsimula ay ipinagdadarasal ko po na ang lahat na hindi nakakarinig sa akin ay nasa mabuting kamay. At mayroong masisilungan, mayroong makakalagyan laban sa mga baha na sa ibang lugar ay lampas bahay. Lalo na sa Bicol at ang baha po na ito ay napakalawak po na sakop hanggang buong Visayas pong sakop. Ah, na nakuha ko sa mga bali-balita hanggang pati yung pati yung mga lugar doon sa 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 Visayas ay puno na rin ng ng ulan. Ibig sabihin hindi lang po sa Metro Manila ang problema. Pati na po doon sa lahat. Si Ma'am Shi, magandang gabi po at natutuwa naman ako at pasalamat ako na nakalkal mo pa yung yung lumang video ko at least na i-play, kinakailangan talaga ulit ang nakaraan para maraming nakakalam. So Roylan Marlang, maulang gabi sa inyong lahat. Sana lahat nga sa Presperes mayap abingi. Sa mga Bicolano na tinatadtad ngayon ng baha. Pero alam ko sa Central Luzon may baha rin. So hindi ko lang alam sa Pampanga, sa Tarlac, Presperes kung mayroon pa ba diyang baha. Tapos si Bernardo Mindula, good evening Kabunyog. Si Raymond Hirimiam, salamat po sa iyong tinatawag na palipad. At si Music Lover, magandang gabi po. Anyway, ang simulain ito na ginagawa natin ay para naman ito talaga sa bayan. No? Lahat ng ginagawa natin ay para sa bayan. Unang-una, umabot na po tayo sa puntong ito, sa edad na ito, hindi na po tayo bata. At wala na tayong ibang dapat pagtuunan ng pansin kundi yung trabaho na para sa ikakaganda ng bayan natin. Alam mo, pag hindi tayo gumalaw, Super Mamsi, sinong gagalaw? Wala. Hayaan na lang natin kung, alam mo, maraming nag-advise sa akin na huwag na ako magtumira muna para antayin ko muna maaprobahan yung aking kandidatura. Pero kung minsan inaamin ko, walang kinikilalang oras kung kailan ang katarungan kakailanganin at kung kailan ang katotohanan kakailanganin ilabas. At kung minsan po darating ang panahon na sa buhay ng kahit sinong tao na talagang wala nang tinitingalang oras. Pag tinatawag mo emergency, pag hindi ka gumalaw, marami nang mamamatay. Gaya nito, hindi gumagalaw si Bungbong, antay na lang daw yung matapos ang bagyo. Akala ko sabi ko lang, ito pala punong-puno na rin yung La Mesa Dam at sa Metro Manila marami na rin akong narinig na mga baha. So, ibig sabihin napakalawak ng sakop ng nito. Isa po ito sa ebidensya na tinatawag na res ipsa loquitur. Ebidensya po ito na sinasabi na yung ating kapaligiran na kinakanta lamang dati ng asin ay talagang hindi lang sa Pilipinas kundi sa ibang bansa pa. Kasi ang simpleng explanation po nito ganito lang. Kung mainit na dahil wala ng mga puno, at kung mainit na mainit hindi lang puno ang dahilan kundi lahat ng mga pollution na bumubuo ng sumisira ng ating tinatawag na greenhouse effect. So nagkakaroon ng greenhouse effect na kapag banat ng araw sa lupa ay talagang ang lahat ng mga tubig sa ilalim ng lupa sipsipin pataas ng araw at titipon sa taas. So every year, year in and year out, dumidami ang naipon sa itaas ng langit natin. At kung maraming tubig po naipon doon, sa kada bubuhos sa ulan, siyempre dadami din. Kita mo kanina, kagabi pa, kahapon pang ulan, hanggang ngayon hindi pa tapos-tapos. So ibig sabihin, napakarami pong tubig na naipon sa taas. At ang dahilan lang yan, yung mga dagat ang una pinanggalingan ng tubig na yan. So, pero kung mula pa noong unang panahon na ginawa ng Diyos ang mundo, ay ibig sabihin, balanseya yan. Sapat ang dami ng tubig sa dagat na sinisipsip ng araw papunta sa kalangitan at ihuhulog, karakaraka pahulog. Kung minsan, kailanganin ng tubig galing sa dagat para ibigay ang tubig doon sa mga kalupaan. Kailanganin ang mga tubig sa kalupaan sapagkat maraming tao doon ang gustong uminom ng tubig. Ang tubig kumbaga ay buhay. narinig ko yung aking kliyente na si Annabel Dima Felix nang umupo siya sa RTC branch 114 sa Angeles, Pampanga. Ang issue namin doon, pinutulan po ng Severa Waters ang tubig ng mga bahay-bahay. At tinanong siya ng judge, bakit po kailangan ang tubig? Ang tubig po, judge, ay buhay. Yan po itubig. So ngayon, hindi lang para sa buhay ng tao, para sa pananim ng palay, pananim sa lahat ng klaseng tanim, hindi mabubuhay ang mga tanim natin kung mga puno kung walang tubig na kakailanganin. At mind you, kung sapat lamang ang dami ng tubig sa lahat ng 4 million hectares natin na palayan, ay hindi na tayo mag-import ng palay. Sinisigurado ko sa inyo. So anyway, ang nangyari dito ngayon, sumobra ang sinipsip ng araw na tubig at umakyat. Tapos pati sa lupa ngayon, pag bumagsak, ang kasabay niyan ay minimina. Pag bibina mo, bubungkalin mo, tanggalin mo, puputulin mo mga puno. So wala na maghaharang sa init ng araw para sipsipin ngayon ang mga tubig na nakabaon doon sa mga lupa. So kung umulan, ang puno po natin ay siyang pangunang kontra sa mga buhos ng ulan. Kasi pag umulan man sa mga bulubundukin nating area, ang mga tubig galing sa bundok ay hindi natatakbo para sa kabihasnan. Kasi nasa harang na sila ng mga puno. Paano pa ngayon ang harang sa puno kung kalbo na gaya ko ang ating kabundukan? Ganun po simpleng explanation dyan. So, ang isa pang kontra sa subdivision na ginagawa, ang hindi ko maintindihan, ako civil engineer din, kung ako mag-design po ng subdivision, ay bakit tinatanggal yung mga puno? Pwede naman natin i-design, lalo mga kaibigan kong architects. Marami dyan marunong kung mag-design ng subdivision, ay hindi na tinatanggal mga puno. Gawa nila ng paraan yung mga puno ay nandun pa rin. Kailangan natin mga plantita, kumbaga, na nauso nung panahon ng pandemic. So, ngayon, lalo na yung mga subdivision ni Villar, talagang pag makakuha yung mga 5 hektarya, ubusin niya pati mga puno. Talagang patayuan ng bahay. So, ano yung bahay kumpara sa mga puno? Hindi ba kayo makapagawa ng disenyo sa bawat block o bawat phase ng subdivision ay may mga puno? Tinatanggal na nila mga puno kasi pag binili ng lupa, pag may mga puno, hindi nila maibenta. Kasi ang pera ang kailangan nila. Alam mo naman, per square meter kung mag-isip dyan. Kung isang puno, ilang square meter ba kinakain isang puno? So, sabihin mo 1, 2, sabihin mo mga 20 square meters o 12 square meters. Kasi bibilangin mo pati mga haba ng ugat na mga puno. So, iyan ang problema. Siguro, panahon na siguro na magkaroon tayo ng regulasyon sa subdivision na kailangan may percentage, ilang porsyento ang puno na ititira. O kung wala mang puno, tataniman. Ngayon, mapapansin mo mga subdivision ngayon, wala nang tinatawag plaza-plaza, kukunti na lang ang park. Ang park ngayon ay paliitan kasi ibebenta pa, sayang pa. Ganun po, ang nangunguna dyan, isa sa mga gumagawa ng ganun, yung kumpanya ni Villar na Camilla o Kabil pa, ay nako, wala kayong ibang ginagawa sa bayan dito. Kaya ito baha. Okay, bago tayo bangakuan, hanggang dyan na muna tayo sa pagdating sa baha. So, at least, magbabantay-bantay ko sa inyong mga social media. Marami pong humingi ng tulong. Kumbaga, kuminsan, ang problema po, hindi lang iba, gagaya ko, hindi ko naranasan na mapunta ako sa bahang lugar kasi nasa mataas ako na lugar. Pero nagbabanta po, para may konti yung cellphone ko, tumutunog yung NDRRMC. So, National Disaster na nagbababala na red rainfall ang dadarating sa Metro Manila at saka kalapit na mga probinsya. So pag red, ibig sabihin mas matindi sa orange yan. Ang orange nga nakakabaha na eh. How much more yung red? Narinig ko si Bongbong Marcos, hayaan na lang daw kwan, lumipas ang bagyo. Well, talaga naman ganun talaga, in fairness to him. Pero siyempre, ibig ang mali dyan, yung bago magbagyo, bakit walang preparasyon? Nakita ko po ito yung bagyong Katrina na ito. Katrina ba itong tawag? Ay walang preparasyon ako nabantayin. But kahit yung mga Bicolano doon, maray na banggi sa mga Bicolano. Sana akuan ka na bantayin ko ng mga Diyos, ng ating Diyos, ano tawag na, Diyos mabalos. Lagi sila sinasabi, Pero Diyos mabalos, ang ibig talaga sabihin na literal meaning niyan ay Diyos na ang gaganti sa iyo. Kasi ang mabalos, although salitang Bicol, ganon din sa salitang mga Bisaya. Sa Ilonggo, ang balos kasi ganti. So, ibig sabihin, Diyos mabalos, Diyos na bahala gaganti sa inyo at alagaan po kayo ng ating mahal na may kapal. Sa mga Muslim na mga subscribers akan, si isa channel akan, langon sa inyo, mapya kagawi sa inyo. Mapya magabi langon sa inyo. At assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So ngayon, tandaan nyo, isa lang ang Diyos natin ha. Tinatawag ng mga Muslim na Allah, tinatawag ng iba na Bathala, tinatawag din natin na God. Kaya tinatawag na kung sino-sino, the same, we pray to the same God. Kaya nga sabi nga sa kasulatan o laging napakapaskil yan, wala hindi pa uso tarpaulin noon. Pero marami ako nakita na mga campaign posters doon sa Mindanao State University sa Marawi kung saan ako nagtapos bilang full scholar. Nakalagay lagi doon. So Tuhan tano, isabu, basi kitano, langon, mag-ari-ari. Ang ibig sabihin sa Tagalog, ang Diyos natin ay isa lang. Hindi ba tayo lahat ay magkakapatid? Ganun po yung sa pagkasabi. So anyway, let us pray. Let us contribute kahit 100 pesos lang sa mga nagpo-post ng mga nahingi ng tulog. Ang tawag niyan, tabang, Operation Tabang kung Ilonggo Cebuano. Pero alam ko, tabang sa Bicolano din, ganun salita. Or Operation Tulong sa Tagalog, o kung ano man ang salita, how is it called? It is still the same. The spirit of helping others when time. Yan, nais ko lang bago ako sumigwi sa totoong topic ko ay nais ko lang sabihin na itong bagong Pilipinas Service of Fair ni Bongbong Marcos at saka ni Romualdez, ang ginagawa nito, umiikot sila sa kada probinsya. Kahit walang nanghingi ng ayuda, namimigay ng ayuda. Tag 10,000 kada tao. So, ang style nila, pupunta sa isang probinsya, mag-ipon ng 100 na katao na nakalista roon at bibigyan ng tig 5,000 ata binibigay sa ngayon nitong huli. Pero dati, 10,000. So kung tag 10,000, nag-iipon sila 10,000 katao, kampanya po yun. Kahit ano pang sabihin ninyo, kampanya niyo talaga yan para sa mga kandidato ni BBM. So anong ibig sabihin? So kung 10,000 na pamili, bibigyan mo 10,000 pesos, i-multiply mo, 100 million lamang ang kapital nila. Ngayon, pera ng pamahalaan natin yan, pera ng gobyerno. Tapos bit-bit lagi yan ni Romualdez na may utos si BBM, 1 billion, 1.2 billion na bibit-bitin. Ang 3 million kada isa sa 200 mahigit na congressman na sasama. So pag sumama, pag may nakita ka congressman sumasama sa bagong Pilipinas Service Fair, sigurado mayroong 3 million yan kada bulsa. So kayo naman na nakatanggap ng ayuda na tag 10,000 o 5,000, ay tuwang-tuwa naman kayo, palakpak naman kayo, pasigaw-sigaw, yeah. Ay, hindi nyo alam, kada congressman na pumunta ro, 3 milyon ang kada isa binibigay. Ang mga senador sama, 5 milyon bawat isa. Inuulit-ulit ko yan. Ngayon, bakit ayaw na magsampa ng kasong libelo sa akin kung hindi yan totoo? Oh. So ngayon, ganon po ang ayuda palitis. Ngayon, meron na tayong bagyo. Asan ang mga ayuda? Kahit isa, wala ka nakikita. Diba? Sasagutin na lang nila yan. Meanwhile, pumunta tayo kay Kibuloy. Napakinggan ko yung Senate hearing ni Risa Hontiveros. Nandun, dumalo si Senator Francis Tolentino na majority leader. Nandun din si minority leader Coco Pimentel. Naroon din si Cynthia Villar pero hindi siya nagsalita, hindi ko nakita. Si Francis Tolentino at saka si Cynthia Villar ay ando niya sigurado ko para tulungan si Kibuloy. Kasi mga taga-panatiko sila ni Kibuloy. So ngayon ano nangyari? Nandun si Coco Pimentel, neutral naman ang tingin ko kay Coco Pimentel at neutral din ang tingin ko kay Risa Hontiveros. So isa sa nakapansin sa akin doon, yung testimonya ng Ukrainian. Kaya nga ang title ng kaso ko ng istorya ko ngayon ay 10 Ukrainian na babae. May magaganda yung mga Ukrainian at tisay mga yan. Ay kinukonsumo ni Kibuloy kada araw. Sige, paikot-ikot lang yan. Wala pang day off. Kahit na dinudugo yung babae, pinipilit niya nagkakonsumuhin ni Kibuloy. In the name of God pa rin yung sinasabi niya. In the name of the appointed Son of God. So, ganun ang mga ginagawa niya. So, ganun pa man, may taktika pala siya, ginagamit niya kasabay, maliban sa mga diskarte niya na ma-brainwash niya yung mga utak ng mga babaeng ito, mga girls ha, mga 12 years old, itong Ukrainian na ipalabas ko sa inyo, dating 21 daw siya, pero may isang babae na narinig ko, Pilipina, pinaka-pioneer, isa sa pinakaunang nakantay. Isa sa pinakaunang nakasex ni Kibuloy na bilang pastoral. Pero tumistigo rin. Pero ito, na-focus ang aking attention sa isang Ukrainian na sinabi niya nung nandun siya sa kingdom ni Kibuloy, ay 10 ang babae ng Ukrainian ang kasama niya. At lahat yan, kahit 17 years old, binabanatan. May mga story din kada 12 years old, binabanatan din. So, si Kibuloy mahilig sa bata, kaya mukhang hindi matanda. Yan ang pinakamatindi sa kanya. So, ngayon, ipapalabas ko ngayon yung salita, yung para sa Ukrainian ang sasabihin, ang tawagin natin ang pangalan nito si Julia. Magandang babae. Mahilig talaga si Kibuloy sa magaganda. Siyempre naman magagawa lang siya kasalanan, pangit pa. Ito.
Witness is Yulia Tartova, a former pastoral and victim survivor of sexual abuse at the hands of Apollo Kibuloy. She's joining our hearing live from Ukraine. Just to refresh our memory, let's listen to Yulia's video. And after that, she is here to answer any other questions that we might have. So let's just view again Yulia's video at that time as alias Sofia.
I was about 21 years old. It was 2014. Where did you stay? I stay in a dorm, like a building, a separate building. And most of the people there was Ukrainian. Tell me how your relationship with Pastor Kibuloy developed or unfolded? At first, our relationship was very good, very warm, very friendly. I didn't feel everything like, oh, he's like me. No, there's nothing about that. And transfer me in one room. I live with the Jack Roy. She's pastoral and one of the closest, like she's very close to pastor. And I live with her in one room. And little by little, some girls like Jack Roy and other girls, pastorals are Filipino. They used to fellowship to me like, are you ready to sacrifice everything to God, to the Father, like pastor? Of course, I already sacrificed. I leave my job, I leave my school, I leave my friends, my parents. I already sacrificed a lot of. So what do you mean? I cannot understand, because I already sacrificed, and it's the life that I choose and I live, and I believe that this is God's way for me. So, and they were just like, even your body you can sacrifice. When he see that there is no Ukrainian girls and I'm alone, so he start more and more to talk to me. Are you want to sacrifice? Are you want to sacrifice everything, even your body? I'm very innocent. I really didn't. Nobody talked to me like straightly that this is what will happen. And I remember that time came, and Atejak came to me in the night, and she said, I want you to massage pastor's feet before he sleep. When Atejak called me for night to massage him, I didn't think that this is what will happen, even though I was nervous. And she saw that I'm crying, but I'm still do what they want me to do. I take a bath, I put this pajama, and I'm crying, I'm scaring, and it's night, and they put me, because I never stay in the pastor alone in the night, in the dark, and I was nervous. It was big room, and before room there is a little room. So Atejak lead me there, and she said, go in pastor's room. And I just stayed in this little room because I was scary and I was crying, and pastor was waiting for me till he realized that I'm not coming, and he by myself went out and pulled me in his room. And I was like scary, and he said like, massage my feet here, 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 and then little by little, and I was very nervous, and it was dark, and suddenly he started to move my hands to put on his He said, massage here. And I said, oh my God, okay. And I massage. And after that, little by little, he just turned to me and he removed my clothes. And I even can, because I was very shocked. I was like, I cannot explain because I was nervous. This is what happened. He just removed my clothes and have
women below the age of 18 years old, were they also being used?
Yeah, I didn't know about this for how many years till before I left Philippines. I heard from other, like, she's very close to Pastor. She grew up with him. She's a senior there, and she's pastoral. And I heard that, oh, you're crying, because I always complain about this pastoral's ministry. And she said, oh, you're crying that you're pastoral. At least you're mature, but I become a pastoral in 12 years old. This is time when I was like shocked. The next day when I heard this, that become a pastoral and 12 years old, I started to fight with pastor and ask why, is it normal?
So yan, na medyo nawala ang kanya, nawala
Miss Yulia?
Samantalahin na lang natin ito na, nakikinig mo, i-repeat ko lang.
Miss Yulia, I think your audio is still muted. Could you please unmute?
Talagang mabibilib ka kay
Yes,
Buloy.
good morning, Miss Yulia. Thank you for joining us in the hearing.
Convincing power siya na napipilitan niya.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Yulia.
Ayan,
before some of my follow-up questions about your the previous video and also with your presence with us today, could I just quickly ask, in the video you mentioned Jack Roy. Can you confirm if she is here today in the hearing, if she is to the right or to the left of Pastor?
I cannot hear.
You cannot see?
Video. Yeah, but she's present there. I saw her.
She's present. Is she to the right or to the left of Pastor?
I don't remember. I have to check.
You cannot see the video of the
yeah.
there.
She's
Can you confirm where if Jack Roy is
right
here?
Between Attain Grid and Ipaw.
So is she the one on camera right now with glasses?
Yes, she's the one.
So that's the Jack Roy you mentioned in your previous video.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yulia. How many Ukrainian pastorals did Quiboloy have when you were there?
10.
It's about 10, I think.
10. All right, including yourself. So 10. You and about nine others.
About 10. Yeah, not if I will count. It's about 10.
About 10. All right. And what do you think would happen if you refuse to have sex with Apollo Quiboloy? What do you think would happen?
Actually, we try to avoid this kind of service. But because when you believe that he is the Son of God, and you will do whatever he wants us to do. And if you afraid, like if you will try to, excuse me, I didn't practice my English for a very long time.
It's all right.
If you will try to deny, they will punish you. And there is a lot of really psychological instrument that they will use on you, that even one day will not be enough to mention everything. They will punish and call us, scold us for a meeting and put us in shame, that saying that we are ungrateful, because pastor give us everything, and you just don't want to give sacrifice your body like Jesus Christ sacrificed. And of course, they always will use the Bible as an instrument to convince us to do it. And they always, in the same time, they want us to twist our mind to feel that this kind of service, it's a very big privilege. So we will be willing to do it with our will. So he will say that because nobody can deny that there is a pastoral ministry, even Mr. Kibulo himself. And everybody knows that only girls and young and beautiful women are included there. And
okay, klaro klaro to. Only girls, young and beautiful are included there. Ibig sabihin, ang pwede lamang magpastoral ay yung mga young girls at beautiful girls ang dapat doon. So, nais ko lang din i-quote itong report ng Philippine National Police na nanggaling ito sa CIDG sa grupo ni General Nick Torre at sa kanyang tauhan na si Hansel Marantan o director siya ng Davao City. Sa ngayon ay may 68 na female na babae silang na-interview at dinodocument iba-ibang mga taon at sila po lahat ay nakasex na ni Kibuloy. So sinabi ni Colonel Marantan sa Senate Committee ni Risa Hontiveros. So sinasabi rin dito, kaya pala ganoon si Kibuloy kasi idol niya si Haring Solomon. Sa pagiging idol niya kay Haring Solomon ay gusto niya sundin na talunin pa niya si Solomon. Si Haring Solomon kasi merong 700 na asawa at 300 na concubines. So gusto pa niyang talunin yan. Pero alam naman natin si Haring Kibuloy ay walang asawa. Lahat ay si Stephanie lang ata yung sinasabi ni Mamsi na inanakan niya. May anak ata siya kay Mams, kay Stephanie. So ito, pakinggan natin ulit, padiretso tayo kay Miss Julia.
Everybody knows, nobody can deny, even the full-time workers, that we all live separate from any others under the same roof. Our rooms are next to him, so he have free access to every room, to each room.
Grabe ha. Ang mga babae ito ng mga magaganda, mga bata pa ito, may mga kwarto-kwarto sila at lahat sila may susi pa si Kibuloy. Kahit sino sa kanila gagamitin ni Kibuloy. Ba't hindi si Kibuloy? Yeah.
And nobody nobody know his life behind the door. That's why there's no full-time workers that know what is happening there. So when you try to, like for example, there was several times that I tried to deny this ministry of sleeping with him, because we have a schedule, and he will be the one to put the schedule. Who will be the one tonight? And
may gumagawa ng schedule kung sino ang katabi ni Kibuloy ngayong gabi. So kinikwento nito na i-schedule daw siya.
Jack Roy in my time.
Si Jack Roy ang Jacqueline Roy ang nagpa-schedule. Okay.
Who invite girls to pastor's room. And actually to invite the girls to this ministry, to pull them in his room. And
kung tutusin, sarap to, sarap tatadada rin katawan ni Jack Roy nito. Ang lahat ng babae na nagalaw ni Kibuloy ay sa kanya dumadaan. Naalala ko nga si Amanda, alias Amanda. Si Blenda Sanchez, Portugal, 17 years old. Yung magandang babae. Dumaan lahat kay Jacqueline Roy. Si Jacqueline Roy din nag-facilitate.
Miss Julia, you told us something very important. You said that nobody can deny that there was such a thing as a pastoral ministry. You told us that twice. And you said that if you refused to give those kinds of service, that sexual service, as you tried to do several times, that you would be punished, including through psychological instruments. Yes, you said that they could try to twist your mind. What kind of psychological punishments and what other kinds of punishments did they impose on you if you try to deny this?
Ngayon bago natin papakinggan kung ano sagot niya. Ang tanong kasi ni Risa Ontiveros ay, narinig niya sa kwento ni Julia na kung umayaw ka, may parusa na darating sa iyo. Ngayon ang tanong niyo, anong klaseng parusa? Psychological na punishment. At ano pa mag-iba ko meron? Pakinggan natin si Julia.
Kind of sexual service?
Like, as I said, there was a schedule. And there was one time I tried to deny because one day he said that I will change my room. So I will not be the one to call you. Who will be the one tonight to present yourself to me? But I want you to be voluntarily to come to the JAC and to put yourself in the list. And me and some other Ukrainian girls whom I know, we we never go and put our names in the schedule.
Okay kakasar no? Sila pang sinabihan ni Kibuloy na magpalista kung sino ang mga gusto na mag-sacrifice ng kanilang katawan sa kanya. Ay, waiting. Ay, gusto ko sampalin, pag makita ko to, bugbugin ko to si Kibuloy eh. Oh.
And then, because he said, Mr. Kibuloy said that I want to see those who are really doing that willingly and who is not. And me and some other girls have a separate room in pastoral ministry. And after he waited 1 week, 2 weeks, or about 1 month, I don't remember exactly, but there is such a time that nobody from us asked to do this ministry. And then he started to come by himself. Like, for example, he had the key of each room, and just in the middle of the night, he come to my room and have sex with me.
Oh. So, in the middle of the night, pumunta siya sa kwarto ni Julia at ni-rape si Julia. Oh, yun.
Then, and you cannot run away. You cannot say, I don't want, because if you say I don't want, he said, you didn't overcome your flesh. And if you will not obey, you will go to hell. Like that.
Ay, ganon pala yung style ni Kibuloy. Pag hindi mo binigay yung katawan mo sa akin, mapupunta ka sa impyerno. Oy, anong klaseng ito? Oh.
Things like that. And other night, we have all dinner together, and I feel that by the way he look at me, I understand that this night he might come. So I didn't sleep in my room. I go in other room. And in the middle of the night, he was looking for me. And he...
Ito sinabi niya, nung minsan, isang gabi, hindi siya natulog sa kwarto na naka-assign sa kanya. Natulog siya sa kwarto ng ibang kasama niya. Siyempre, kasama dito mga Ukrainian. Hinanap daw siya ni Kibuloy. Tingnan natin, pakinggan natin.
Find me in... girls in the room, the girls live all together. So because in my mind, I thought that he will not come if we are many. But he come and he said, you have 5 minutes to come back in your room. And if you will not come, you will have a problem in the morning. So,
yan pinabalik siya sa kwarto niya. Ibig sabihin, nakakita tayo ng litrato ngayon. Lahat ng mga babae na kinakants niya ay may kwarto-kwarto kada isa. So, kung gusto niya, kung sinong kursunada niya, papasok na lamang siya kung sino-sino gusto niya gamitin. So, that time, yung kinikwento nito ni Julia, siya ang gusto ni Kibuloy na gamitin. Pero hinanap siya, hindi siya makita sa kwarto na naka-assign sa kanya. At nakita siya doon sa kwarto ng kasama niya. At sinabihan siya, meron kang 5 minuto, bumalik sa kwarto mo. Kung hindi, tapos kang bata ka. Yeah.
So, different kind of instrument they used. I know there's like, for example, other girls who...
Medyo hindi kasi siya marunong mag-English. Ang ibig sabihin yun, yung iba pang mga bagay na ginagamit laban sa akin, hindi yung different kinds of instruments. Dapat siya, dapat ang salita na gagamitin sa different. So, ang other kinds of instruments na ginagamit, pakinggan ninyo. Yan.
Said that, and also me, I use this as an instrument. Like, for example, it's the time to surf. And I will say, I cannot do it because I have menstruation. And because we are mature...
Kita mo gusto siyang gamitin ni Kibuloy. Ang naging katwiran niya, mayroon siyang menstruation. May buwa ng dalaw siya. Ibig sabihin may dugo siya. Oh, yan.
They didn't do these cruel things that they have done to the girls that they're younger. So,
tika mo na, gusto ko matanong, may lalaki ba na gumagamit ng kasawa nila o girlfriend nila na gumagamit ko yung girlfriend o asawa nila may dugo, gagamitin ba ng lalaki? Hindi ba napakawalang galang, iniikan mo, dinidesecrate mo yung dangal ng babae kahit asawa mo siya, kahit girlfriend mo siya. Oh, yan.
So at Jack came to the girls and said, I want to check your panty. If there is napkin or...
Pinuntan daw si Jack Roy, ang assistant yung the closest assistant ni Kibuloy, para makasiguro check daw ang panty niya kung talaga bang may dugo siya. Okay.
Or not. And the girls just remove their pants to prove that they're not lying. So of course, he know that...
Sa harap kasi babae din si Jack Roy, ay parang patunayan, naghubad na lang mga Ukrainian girls para pakita na meron silang dugo.
We are not willing that to do it, and we are forcing that to do it, and we don't want to do it. But
yes,
he likes the most girls he like. It's those who try to deny, because he said, I want you to overcome your flesh. I want you to be on the next spiritual level when flesh are nothing to you. Like, for example.
And after all, you said that Pastor had free access to the rooms. He even had keys to the rooms. So, about the schedule.
May susi siya sa kada kwarto. Grabe, sariling susi niya.
That you mentioned, Miss Julia. Do you mean Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? It was a young girl or a young and beautiful woman. No rest day. Every day there was somebody scheduled.
Walang pahinga.
There's for every night. He never stayed alone.
Oh, walang day off.
All the girls that were living in pastoral area, they like they have this kind of ministry. Someone have just several times to experience that, and some have to do it like all the time, like almost every week.
Sabi na, gusto ko lang basahin yung comment ni Bing Liwag. Huwag kikibo! Diyos ang hipo! Punta Kibuloy talaga to. Ay, grabe ka. Okay, diretso tayo, diretso.
And you also mentioned another important thing earlier, Miss Julia, that nobody, even some of the full-time workers, nobody knows pastor's life behind those doors, behind the doors of the pastorals. You also mentioned Jack or Jacqueline Roy as your groomer. How did she groom you?
At first, it's a long story.
Pakinggan maigi kung anong ginawa ni Jacqueline Roy sa kanya para siya maging kasex ni Pastor Kibuloy.
Because in order to do it, it's not a very quick way. So I will try to make it short.
Yes.
Like when I was in transferred to a pastoral area, and I started to live with Atejak. I was very new. I even didn't know English, any word of English. And he was very in hurry to pull me in pastoral to pastoral ministry. And there was one time at the Jack, it was night, and she called me and she said like he wants to talk to you. And I came to his room, and he had Russian Bible. He opened Russian Bible, and because he cannot talk to me in English, and he said, I want you to read this verse in Russian. So I opened this Bible, and there was a verse, I don't know how to say it in English, translate in English. It's about, there's a scripture about to sacrifice your body. And he was trying to ask me, are you ready to sacrifice like your body? And he pulled...
Ganun, pinapabasa pala yung verse ng Bible na dapat mag-sacrifice sa Panginoon. At tinatanong siya ni Jacqueline Roy, ready ka naman mag-sacrifice? Ngayon, paunti-unti ang tatawag dyan ng kapatid ko na si Alejandro Kausing, na isang manager sa call center. Sabi niya, yung mga ganun kasi, may taktika, may technique, sila tinatawag na yung emotion engineering. So, ini-engineer nila, ini-steer ng emotion mo para pag mahuli ka na sa emotion mo, hindi ka na makakawala. Yun ang emotional engineering style.
He put his finger on the bed because we were sitting on the chair before the bed. And he showing to the bed, and he started to pull me. And then I was, because I was very new and everything that I know about him was good. And I get scared, I get shocked because like in my mind, this is really what he mean by pulling me to the bed. And I run away from the room, and there's a garage in front of Bible school. But in that time there was Sampayan, a big place with the...
Sampayan, Tagalog yung Sampayan. So, ibig sabihin, itong first time na yun, tumakbo siya, lumabas. Tumakbo siya sa garahe. Nakita niya may Sampayan.
A lot of stuff. And I ran away because where I can go? I'm in other country. Where I will go? So I ran away and I hide myself there. And I was just crying because I was thinking how to go home. I get a problem, and who can help me to go out of this? And then when it's already morning, of course I have to appear where I cannot stay there forever. And when I come back to the room, Atejak was very mad to me, and they said that you run away from him. You don't have any respect to the Son of God.
Tumakbo ka dito? Ay, wala ka magrespeto sa anak ng Diyos? Anak ng tokwang. Hoy, Kibuloy, pagpakita ka sa akin, susuntukin talaga kita. Anak ng Diyos.
And they like start to let me feel that I'm guilty. And then I guess they realized that it's too early for me. I'm not ready yet. I'm not still not brainwashed that I can do it.
Ibig sabihin sa time na yun, virgin pa ito si Julia. Hindi siya ready na gagalawin ng anak ng Diyos, anak ng patig.
So they explained that. They called me again and they said, "You don't worry. This is because this was my reaction. They know that they cannot do it. I will just go away." And they said, "You don't worry. You misunderstood." Help me this word.
Misunderstood?
Yeah, you misunderstood. He just want to trust to try your faith, to know.
Magtiwala ka sa iyong paniniwala, faith. Grabe ginagamit ang Diyos.
If your motive of coming here are really real, and they again use the verse of the Bible when Abraham sacrificed his son, And he said it was just...
Grabe, gagamitin ang salita ng Diyos sa Biblia para maka-sex lang. Siguro nung nakuha niya itong babae, napapayag niya, gigil na gigil siguro si Kibuloy. Siyempre, puta, pinahirapan mo ako ha. O yan.
Just like what he used to you. And this example.
Miss Julia.
It comforted me, and I said, oh, okay. Because and then I again start to think good about him. Then the next level, we have a dinner, like few maybe weeks, again, the next level. We have a dinner, and I have trauma in my back, and I was just talking like I have pain in my back, and Mr. Kibuloy, he put a joke, as I thought in that time. He said, "Don't worry, I have a healing hand. I will
don't worry, kung may sakit ka, may gamot ang kamay ko, healing hand." Grabe, Kibuloy,
touch for you, and you will be healed. And I was just laughing because we thought it's a joke. But when the night came, in the middle of the night, Atachak came with pastor to my room, and I was just sleeping. And he said, you said you have back pain? He want to massage you. And I said, no, I'm okay. I was just joking. He said, don't worry, just trust, because it's a big privilege if he will pray on you. And I said, okay. And I just lay down. She turned off the light, and she go out from the room. And then Mr. Kibuloy came, and he started to massage my back. And of course, I didn't feel comfortable, but I also cannot escape.
And mensahe daw siya ni Kibuloy sa likod. Ay nako, si Kibuloy talaga. Gigil na siya.
After that, he started to move his hands lower to my back. And I get scared. I said, no, I don't have pain there. Please don't do it. And he said, just relax, like things like that. And again, I ran away from the room. Again, I hide. Then the next morning, they spoke to me.
Ito yung unang attempt ni Kibuloy. Nabigo pala si Kibuloy. Tinakbuhan sa loob na ng kwarto, minamasahe na yung babae. Tumakbo yung babae. So ito kapag sa tingin natin, kasunod na istorya ni Julia.
Again, like he wanted to pray on you. He wanted to heal.
Pray? Anong pray? Nakaluhod?
So little by little, really,
sabi ni Jack Roy, huwag ka matakot. Pagdadasalan ka lang. Ay, nako.
I cannot mention all, but I want you to get the point.
Miss Julia,
there is a lot of trick that they were using.
Miss Julia and colleagues, the minority leader has to leave. Salamat kaayo, Senator Coco, for attending. Miss Julia, before my last follow-up question to you at this point, I'd just like to quickly ask Miss Jacqueline Roy.
Kilala niya ba si Jacqueline Roy?
Miss Roy, quickly lang po at this point, narinig niyo yung mga sinabi ni Miss Julia. Do you confirm what she said? Inaamin niyo ba yung mga sinasabi niya na kayo daw ang nag-groom sa kanya para kay pastor?
Good afternoon po, Senator. I want to invoke my right to remain silent. And I'm also invoking my right against self-incrimination since nasa korte na po ito. Salamat po.
Alright, babalikan na lang po namin kayo para sa ilan pang mga tanong mamaya. Miss Julia, just for a last question from me at this point. Miss Julia, you sent us a copy of an audio file that came into your possession. Now, noting that the Philippines Republic Act number 9208 as amended grants immunity from liability to a victim of human trafficking who transmits a recording involving a violation of that law, and noting further that this audio file had been also circulating already on the internet, the committee will play this audio file now. So please stay with us, Miss Julia, while we play the audio file.
I was about...
Yan, pakinggan mo si Kibuloy nananakot.
Ang makagamit sa inyo, ang anak lang. Wala lain, mo na ikabubuto niya.
Ang gagamit siya na siya lang, wala nang iba.
Number 1 niya. Pag nilapas ni mo, imo gilapastangan ang balaod. At yun kang ulay ko kaluoy. Pinagi sa...
Okay, sabi niya, pag ikaw ay kumontra, papatayin ka na walang awa.
Tulo ka saksi. Nabingwit na satanas doon. Gapakita sila sa inyo sa internet, malipayon sila, no? Ganong gapakita po man sila diyan, malipayon sila. Kay dili sila malipayon. Kanto sila, bukuro na ko to. Abilag, tapos na po sa ila.
So, itong sinasabi niya, kumbaga masyadong sensiloso. Yung mga babae niya ay parang inaakusahan niya na nagpapakita, may mga kausap ng mga lalaki na nagpapakita sa internet. Sabi niya, hahabulin daw niya. O, gukdon ko. O, tingnan.
Pabayaron ko sila kanan.
Pabayarin sila lahat.
Kaya naiutang sila sa ministry nako. Naiutang sila sa kingdom.
Oh, may utang daw yung mga lalaki, kahit yung mga babae na umalis, pababayarin daw niya kasi may utang daw sa kanyang ministry. Grabe. Paanong utang?
Bubayad ko sila madali, madugay. It will take 5 years, it will take 10 years. It does not matter. Basta natatuto.
Kahit umabot pa ng 10 taon o 5 years, ay hindi daw yan problema. Habulin niya. Dapat mabulok ka na sa kulungan.
Sa ilang angel of death. When the opportunity presents
itself, patay sila. Papatayin ng angel of death.
Naigo nga tapad sa kuha.
Ilan na daw yung pastoral daw na pinatay na katabi niya. Nananakot talaga.
Kaya pa ninyo, di man niya kung mapasakitan, membro-membro lang. Pagka nakik-contact kag lalaki niya, nakik-sex ka na sa iya.
Sabi niya, kapag makipag-contact ang mga pastoral niya sa mga lalaki, ay makipag-sex na rin pastoral sa mga lalaki.
Ano mong kaugalingon sa iya? Pag sa internet, nang I love you ka na, yatag mo na yung kaugalingon sa iya.
Kung ang babae ng mga pastoral, pag makipag-I love you dun sa mga lalaki, nakausap dun sa internet, ay binibigyan na daw nila ang sarili nila dun sa lalaki na nakausap dun sa internet.
Dato ko, nagsaling ko sa imo, hatod na kung gugman ako sa imo, gitraidor ko nimo. Driver, gitraidor ko sa imo.
Ibinibigay ko ang pag-ibig ko sa iyo, tapos sinatraidor mo ako. Ayun.
Kaya akong buhaton. Dato ko, para mabawi akong tungo ko sa akong buhaton.
Para mabawi yung kanyang karangalan, gagawin niya yon.
Ikaw ugang driver, patyon ta ka. Siguraduhin ako mamatay mo doon.
Ikaw at ang driver, bakit sino bang drive? Papatayin kita, yun sasabi niya.
Dito pa ako makabawi sa akong tungo. Mabita ang Muslim, doon ay honor killing.
Honor killing, no?
Hindi ko na ministry. Hindi mo mga matay. Pero yung pagtuo, pwede mo matalikod. Ginana kay gusto ninyo matalikod. Sulod daw mo yung PA. Bisang kadre ka lang, sulod ka yung PA. Pagka naka-lecture na kagkapila sa ilaha, di ka nakagawas. Pag di gawas ka, bukulong ka, patyon ka. Sulod mong mapya.
Grabe, isa lang ibig sabihin, sobrang galit siya. Sobrang siluso. Lahat ng mga pastoral niya, dapat walang ibang lalaki makatikim, kundi siya lang.
Sulod mong gobyerno sa Amerika. Pag ipasulod ka diya sa ilang CIA, ipasulod ka sa ilang FBI, ipasulod ka sa ilang NSA, nakabalo na ka sa ubang mga confidential niya. Tapos kalit-kalit mo, talikod ka, di ka bukuro. Inani ang commitment na ako sa inyo. Wala na'y makatalikod sa inyo. Wala na'y makatalikod sa inyo. Wala na'y pwedeng mo traidor sa inyo. Pag nag-traidor,
binabantaan niya, walang pwedeng mag-traidor daw, walang pwedeng umalis sa kanya. Itong mga babaeng itong pastoral, grabe yung pananakot niya.
naimugukod sa inyo. Patay doon mo dito.
Patayin daw. May hahabol doon sa kanila. May hahabol sa kanila ng mga babaeng to. Papatayin sila. O yun.
I-implement ko na ito. Anong una-unahan ninyo na ba? Pakalaluman ninyo ang panguna-unahan ninyo sa ministry na ako.
Daliman dyan pang inyong ipag-isip sa aking ministry. Ibig sabihin, konfirmasyon lang ito na ang ginagamit niya una, pang brainwash, maka-Diyos, lahat. ito na ngayon, pananakot. Ibig sabihin, ganun pa ang dalawang bagay na ginagamit niya para ma-maintain niya yung kanyang mga kinakasex na mga pastoral ko.
May pamilya mo. Ikaw pa ni, may inahan ka din, may suon ka. Katuwing suon ni mo. At tinay mo yung sa gawas. Kung doon natanam, wala ibili na. Hinanakalalo ng commitment nato, Dre.
Matatakot kasi ubusin lang pamilya, ubusin ang lahi nyo. Kung mag-alis kayo.
Kung nag-communicate mong lalaki, pagkatapos mag-report mo sa kuwa, Dre. Samtang niya mo sa akong balay, ang gusto na ako, Dre, may yung tumano. Dili mo pwedeng...
Hanggang dito kayo sa akin. Ako anong gusto ko, yan ang sundin nyo. Yan.
Gusto din nyo, dili na ako gusto. Kapuyon, kumagyod ang animal, anak putang satanas, Dre ba? Naibog ko ng mga Moros, ng mga Muslim. Na yung mga babae sila magpapustin.
Nagsisilos na sa mga Muslim. Kasi sa Muslim daw, siyempre, ang Muslim, 4 ang asawa. Kaya na, yung sisilos na dyan. Tingnan pakinggan natin.
Sa ilang mga warriors. Para mawala ang stress.
Para mawala ang stress ng babae. Grabe. Tinitingnan mo lang babae na pang kasex mo para mawala kang stress. Grabe. Gusto ko suntukin kita pag makita kita eh.
Ilabay ninyo na kaya di na nakabubutol sa mahan. Kaya di mo na mong pastoral para sa anak lang mo.
Para sa anak lang mo ng Diyos. Para lang kayo kay appointed son. Anak lang mo. Para lang kayo sa anak lang mo. Grabe. Ayan. Ito ang tanong ulit.
Miss Yulia, before my questions to you about this audio file, Mr. Quiboloy, huwag kayong mag-alala. Magkakaroon din kayo ng oportunidad na magresponde.
Okay.
Didigin lang natin makasama lahat ng mga victim survivors testimonies muna. At bahagi din po ito ng karapatan nyo marinig yung mga akusasyon laban sa inyo bago kayo magresponde. Yulia, is this the file? Is this the audio file that came into your possession?
Yes.
Yes. Do you recognize the voice speaking in the audio file?
Yes.
Whose voice is that?
This is the voice of Mr. Quiboloy.
Okay. And well, I know that you don't understand Bisaya so well, but do you have a sense of what he was saying in this audio file?
Yeah, because I experienced like the girl that he is talking about.
Mm-hmm. Only if you know, is Pane Stephanie Ibarra?
Yeah.
Yes. Who is Stephanie Ibarra?
Stephanie Ibarra is main senior in the kingdom, and she's main assistant of Mr. Quiboloy, like the one who like always guide him everywhere. Like, and he she also have access to his room, the same as Mr. Quiboloy have access to her room. So
okay, was she also your groomer? Was she also your groomer, like you said Jacqueline Roy was? No.
No, she was not my groomer. No.
So, all right. And
why I know
Stephanie yung asawa ni Quiboloy.
You asked me, can you repeat
Biktima
the
rin
question? How I get idea what he's talking about in this audio, even though I don't understand English, because I experience a lot of things in the ministry. And for example, the girls have some lapses there. For the world, it's a normal thing. Like, for example, they want to chat some voice or something. Like, it's not a crime. But according to the standard of and rule that were in the pastoral, it's a big crime that he will punish them. And I witnessed how Stephanie was several times, only in my time, she was trying to leave the ministry.
Stephanie Ibarra or Pane was trying to leave the ministry.
Yeah, she was trying to
Stephanie Ibarra lalayas.
And every time she tried, they very in brutal way, in very arrogant way, they will put her back to be always loyal to Mr. Quiboloy as his.
How brutal and arrogant way?
Like, for example, there was one time she wanted to run away from the house of Manila. We stayed there, and before we have a concert there, and we stay in worker's house.
We are talking about si Stephanie. Ito yung kinikwento naman ni Julia na alam niya kay Stephanie. Si Stephanie Ibarra po, ang alam ng lahat, ito po yung pinakamalapit na ginawang asawa na ni Kibuloy at may anak na daw si Kibuloy kay Stephanie. Pero si Stephanie, according to Julia, ay ilang beses na gustong tumakbo, umalis, lumayas. O pakinggan natin ang sinasabi ni Julia.
And she wanted to run away. She jumped from the window together with her.
Ay, tumalon pa pala sa bintana si Stephanie.
Her luggage.
Kasama ang
when
luggage.
I found out, I don't know really.
But she jumped from a window. Okay.
Yeah. She was trying to go out because she know that in her position in the kingdom, she cannot say that, can you release me? I don't, I'm full, I'm fed up, I want to go out. She know it's not possible. And,
why wasn't it possible?
Because like as I said, she is like his trophy. And he said, like even to us, like if she will leave, how I will handle the other girls, because she's like she used her as example that must be loyal, that must be single, and he said that if I will let you to do it, it will be like like it will bad reputation on me. Because
why was she Kibuloy's trophy?
Because this is her position in the kingdom. Because when you are in the pastoral ministry, the main goal is to become a leader, because most of the leaders in the kingdom are women. And he always said,
trophy, ibig sabihin parang leader na doon si Stephanie Ibarra. Yan, tingin niya. So, hanggang dyan lang muna tayo, no? At mag-isang oras na tayo. At magandang umaga po magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Si Lynn Malado, Lunas, Q-Tids, si ATC Junior, tapos si Paul Nick, Vivid 7 Samurai, Paul Nick, no? Marilu Miado, Crispin Rivera, Music Lover, 7 Samurai, Shia Pabalon, tapos Alexa Brax TV, ay Alex, tapos Manong Rayban Channel, okay, Cubes Banyakis, ATC Junior. So, ibig sabihin, hindi ko nabasahin lahat kasi isang oras na tayo may get, okay? So, hanggang dyan na lang at babalik tayo ulit. Magandang umaga. Kibuloy, gusto kitang gurgurin. Ay, sorry. Joke lang.